Hello and welcome to Sunday. Now, it's been about 6 months and I just checked, so that should be accurate. But I made a video in April saying that I was quitting social media for, well, pretty much good. And I figured it's going to be a great time to do a 6-month update on my, well, a social media break update, rather. It's probably be the only one that I want to do, but I just kind of wanted to say what's been happening through that time. I still do use social media. I mean, I will post rarely on Twitter. I'm not interacting with it at all, other than just opening the app, maybe sending a quick a tweet or whatever, and then just closing said application. I don't really use Reddit anymore. Just on occasion I will open up the app and just check a certain subreddit for X amount of news or whatever. Or if I'm feeling very hungry or whatever, for some reason I just find myself looking at the r/food or one of those subreddits just because I want inspiration for a meal, or just thinking about what to make or what to order if something along those lines comes around. But those being the two big ones, at least for me, I legitimately don't think I've opened Instagram for more than 10 minutes over the course of these past 6 months. Same can be said for all the big social media giants. I don't use Facebook, I don't use TikTok, I don't use any other service that really kind of takes your attention. I do spend a bulk of my time just watching stuff on YouTube, watching stuff on Twitch, and hanging out on Discord. Those three are kind of the essential parts of my life, right? I think I mentioned this a couple times before, but I essentially grew up on YouTube, I grew up on Twitch, and Discord just happens to be a great way to communicate with with people who I either met or can interact with through those platforms, right? While Twitch is more of a live chat room, and YouTube, I don't find myself commenting too often on videos. Of course I make some and I watch tons, but I don't really use the platform as it's kind of intended. That said, I do pay for it, so I guess I can do whatever I want, right? So outside of YouTube and Twitch, I don't really engage with people on Twitter. I know Blue Sky's the big thing that people are talking about these days, and while I do have an account, I, again, rarely use it. If I make a post, it's like, hey, I updated one of my websites, go check it out. And I think that's may have been it. Speaking of, I really should post something on one of those websites in the upcoming days, but we'll see how that goes. It's been weird. There's nothing really for me on these apps, right? Of course, I just need my meme fix every now and then, so I will hunt around for something to just laugh at. But I don't really interact with anybody on these platforms, right? It's just looking at other people's content and not directly interacting with these people. And I feel that's what the joy of social media is. If I want to interact with somebody who I know or somebody who I don't know and just want to be like, hey, you're an interesting person, I want to interact with you in some way, then I feel like that's what I should be using it for. And that's mostly what I use Discord for, interacting with people. And it just doesn't happen with Twitter, or what is the other one? Reddit, right? Those are my two big ones, and I can't interact with people. I can interact with the community, or I can just, like a post on well, interact with the community on Reddit, or I can just like a post on Twitter for a person who made one banger tweet and has nothing else of significance. There's some really cool people out there, and I really need to start talking or getting to know some people on these platforms. But out of the handful I know on Twitter, it's just not reason enough to go back to using the apps. Again, I rarely use nowadays. It's just maybe 10 minutes a week at most if I'm ever using it. So it's very, I think I've kind of healed that relationship, and I'll see how and if that changes along the line. Like I said, I don't plan for this to be updated after this. I just wanted to be, hey, I knew this was coming up, let me speak about it. And 6 months later seems like a great time. So hopefully I can keep this and don't end up, doom scrolling on TikTok as the youth does today. We'll see where we go from here. But for now, I think that's where I'm going to call it for today. So thank you all for watching. I hope to see you tomorrow. And until then, later.